We go. What's up, guys? We're back for another episode of the Black Lightning Season 4 recap. As you can see, it's not just Porchia and I tonight. We are getting another one back from the OG crew. So, ladies, be sure to introduce yourselves.
Hi, guys. I'm Zuri Chellece. Happy to be here. Miss you all.
Happy to have you back, Boo. And what's up, Miss Porchia?
Hey, y'all, it's Porchia. You already know I'm the queen of Freeland.
No, that's right. And I'm your girl, Drew, and we are so excited to have all of us together. Hopefully, at some point, we can get like all of the Black Lightning castmates who have ever been on the show with us all together at once. We'll get Joelle back at some point, Shay, Lanisha. We'll have a good time. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, we might as well too. We doing it from home. What's up? Just a little time. How y'all doing? Welcome back. Talk to us about the show.
Yes, I miss everyone, so it'll be fun. Tonight, when a lot of stuff, or not tonight, I guess last night was when the episode aired, but a lot of things happened last night that were really exciting, including a wedding. So let's hop into everything. First up, let's talk about Jefferson because he's really going through it. It's progressively getting worse for him, I feel like. And I love the conversation of mental health, especially Black men and mental health, that Jefferson's kind of starting amongst Twitter and everything. So tell me what you guys thought about Jefferson's storyline tonight. Just for you who are tuning in, he basically has a nightmare where Tobias is in his home, he's taking his family, and no matter what Jefferson does, Tobias doesn't react. You know, he uses his lightning, it's nothing. It ain't nothing but a thing. And so Jefferson's having these really bad nightmares, and he's talking to his therapist about them, who tells him he needs to stop basically deflecting, and he needs to come to terms with the fact that he doesn't know who he is as a person without his alter ego. How did you guys feel about that?
I feel like it's kind of interesting because Black Lightning was in remission for a while. So it's like, why is there an overlap with him not knowing himself when he was himself without Black Lightning for so long? But I do like the conversations that he's having with the therapist because she's kind of no nonsense.
Yeah.
Which I really like about her because she's like, get straight to it, stop running from it. And I mean, that may not be as ideal in real life circumstances, but I appreciate that she's really encouraging Jefferson to really dig deep. And I think at the end, this could be the key to unlocking whatever his issues are with Tobias.
I totally agree. This whole reoccurring dream thing it's a little tough. I believe that a lot of the times when we got stuff that's reoccurring in our dreams, it's because it's plaguing us in real life. We're worried about it. You know what I'm saying? And it just keep on happening. And then we obviously see he got to let his anger out in the cage. So, I'm interested to see how this goes. I don't really have too much to say about it. I'm so excited because we're seeing him evolve, and a lot of people may see this as a negative light, but sometimes people don't have any other outlets to release their stress or to release their anxieties or their fears. And then they go off and do things that we would not have ever expected them to do. And we're seeing that with Jefferson. Like, we're seeing his character come into his own. He's saying like he feels like, himself now. He feels like the real Jefferson with the choices that he's making. And granted, like how the dream said, his anger, what did Tobias say? He said, you're going to let your anger kill your whole family or something. He said like that. Yeah. Granted, he still got that he needs to work on. And I believe that the therapist is going to help him with that. But this new outlet is very interesting. And just the way that he's handling everything, like he ain't scared of nothing right now. Like he just, on 10. And, I'm with the on 10. But I'll be praying for him in the background.
It reminds me of the critique that I feel like a lot of Black politicians get, where it's like where you see them prior to getting in these bigger offices, and they're really for the people, and they're not scared to shake the table, and they say all these things, and then they get in the office, and you're kind of like, who is this person? Yeah, where did all of that gusto go? Like, why do you seem like scary? And I feel like a lot of times when not to go deep with it, but I feel a lot of times when Black people are put in positions of power, positions of like being a role model and stuff, sometimes there's that pressure to not be as radicalized, even though a lot of times that's necessary.
That's what brought them here.
Yeah, because even when you think about like historical figures like Martin Luther King Jr., you think of when people talk about him and they make it seem like he was like so peace, like just peace, peace, peace. Like, you know, Malcolm X was the one doing all this, but Martin Luther King was so peaceful. Martin Luther King was wilding too. Like people always take like certain parts of his quote and they never give you the full quote. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like with Jefferson, you know, even though he doesn't necessarily tell the therapist he's Black Lightning, I think like in his day to day, he's still a hero. He still is. He's a principal of a school. You know, a loving father. He's very much constantly in this picture perfect role. Yeah. And I think like that can be very exhausting. Like sometimes having to uphold consistent Black joy is exhausting, and it's not like no one should be positive and no one should be upbeat all the time. Like you have to have a balance to it. Or else you, in Jefferson's case, start to rage out. If you choose to force this like happy demeanor.
Yeah.
That's just what I think. You know what I'm saying? But
you're not wrong, friend. You're not wrong.
I appreciate you, sis. Let's talk about Lala and Freeland, because you know we're really seeing this season with Freeland. It's almost worse than it was when we first are introduced to Freeland. You know, we're kind of making this full circle moment where we've watched for seasons where we're cleaning up gang violence, we're doing X, Y, and Z, and now it seems like the gang violence is evolving. And so Lala and Devontae have created this underground fight club. And we see actually one of the teachers from Jefferson School. We see that he's, you know, in there fighting.
They in there knocking niggas out, okay?
Like, listen.
Bloody all over the place. The man fixing his broke nose, okay? All types of stuff. It's crazy.
I'm definitely interested in like where, because I think Zuri, you brought it up when we were watching the episode. Like, where is Lala's head at?
He's changed so much. Like, I remember when we were last watching Lala, he was super after Tobias. Like, Tobias did this to me, I'm gonna kill him. And then now it's, I absolutely hate lightning and thunder, and I'm just trying to sell my drugs on the street and make my money. I feel like the narrative changed so quickly, and I guess I'm missing the bridge of when he stopped being mad at Tobias and wanted to go after metas. But yeah, I mean, this underground fight thing is kind of interesting. Like, I feel like he has the virtual fans in there. So that was really cool. But yeah, I'm not really feeling it. And I don't see it going well for too long.
I mean, of course, somebody gonna blow up the spot. Like, it's illegal. It's illegal. You can't be out here fighting people like they bandigos. Like, this ain't that. But I think somebody gonna blow up the spot. But I don't got nothing negative to say about it. I feel like they just having fun.
I mean, they're trying to be innovative.
I mean, they making money. Right. They, you know, trying to find another outlet. I mean, people is really, you know, out here fighting. I think because I've seen this happen in a show before where somebody was really dealing with something, and the only thing they could do is like, you know, is like fight. Only thing that they can do is fight. And granted, that's dangerous, but I completely understand when you just need to release your stress and anger. You know, I get it. So I'm not really like against it, especially, you know, as we see Jefferson come into his own with this thing. But as far as Lala and Deontay, they just gonna do their own thing. I mean, they out here just trying to make money, but somebody is gonna blow up the spot because it is illegal, it's not right. So here we are with that. But at the end of the day, like, let them get their coin for right now. It's interesting.
I'm concerned with Jefferson being introduced to this fight ring because old boy is not handling his emotions great. And you know,
this is his best way. Like, this is the way that he can get it out at this point.
But I feel like, I mean, you know, the teacher that we see who fights there, you know, like he's like he's trying to get money. He's, you know what I mean? Like a lot of these fighters are not fighting because they enjoy fighting. They're fighting because like they're literally fighting to survive what's going on in Freeland. And Jefferson, like, I just don't think taking your stress or your anger out on the humans of Freeland is the best way to go. Violence is never the answer.
I'm also kind of worried about him like slipping up and doing the powers, and then now everyone's watching.
Yep.
It's too late for Gammy to go back and erase the footage like he did for the car situation. And then, I mean, Jen is already on Instagram and verified. Like I'm not really loving the social media. Sorry, I like jumped the gun.
No, you're good.
I'm not really loving the social media sprinkle in shows. I mean, it's personal. Like maybe I just want to watch TV without social media being involved. But I feel like for metas, like it's just screaming danger.
I do think it's important. I do like that that Black Lightning shows how the media portrays things, because I mean, like they have their own version of Tommy Lasagna on their little version of Fox News on Black Lightning. And I like that you saw how the media portrayed it, but then also there was kind of like a realistic talk with Jen and her mom where she was like, you did destroy a lot of stuff. Like, yes, you did help, but you did destroy a lot of stuff. And even with Anissa being like, if you trained more, we could.
That whole little conversation was interesting.
We could avoid it. Because
it's like, regular people that go back and forth tit for tat about regular stuff. She's talking about, you doing cracks in the street and stuff. And she like, oh, you blowing up everything. It's just, that was very interesting. But we love to see it.
We sure do. We sure do. But I think I don't love the idea of her being on social media, just because I think there'd be so many, there's so many people, celebrities or whatever, that I think we all would collectively like more if they didn't have social media. You want to know why Beyonce stays out of trouble? It's because Beyonce don't tweet. It's because Beyonce she posts her cute little photos on Instagram and she keeps it pushing. Beyonce, for all we could know, could hate babies and be a terrible person. But we will never know that because she's smart about her social media, and no one can like create these weird narratives about her because she doesn't give you anything to create. We only know her as Queen Bee.
Yeah.
I think sometimes even celebrities with the best intentions can be interpreted into something messed up because people can always, misinterpret their words or their post or whatever. So I am kind of nervous to see Jen on social media because hell hath no fury like a teenager with social media.
Right. And we've already seen it.
Yeah.
She's verified. She took a selfie with the boy. Like that little face mask is not enough. People are gonna
is not enough. Look at your hair.
Yeah. So I'm just like, girl,
notice you.
Yeah.
Right. Like 2 + 2 is eventually going to equal 4. Like, you mean to tell me that Lightning had your cute little lace front and now Lightning magically has your shaved head? And we're not supposed to know that that's also you?
I was happy to see TC. He's all glowing and looking cute.
And he's so disappointed in Jen, but I was happy to see him too.
Yeah, I remember thinking in the first 2 episodes, I was like, where are all of like these people that we were introduced to last season? Like, are they going to be popping up? So I was really glad to see TC come back.
Shout out to Fandom Be Saint. You're right. The internet is forever. And I wish more people, not that I want them to live in fear, but I wish that they would just remember it sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes the joke is not worth making.
That's facts.
Let's talk about Miss Anissa and Grace, because they are now kept women permanently. Well, I mean, in the eyes of God, they're permanently.
I kind of felt like that was a little weird just because.
Oh, yeah. Zuri had issues with this.
You did?
Well, that can't be ethical. Like, I know this is a show and they try to make it as real as possible, but would you side-eye someone that married someone who just got out of a coma, like, same day? Next day, you're like, whoa, this is kind of like, is this person in their right mind? Like, this just seems like what is it called? Medical? Like, when you take advantage of someone medically? There's a word for it. But I just thought it was weird.
I think if they weren't engaged prior, then I would have more of an issue with it. But seeing as, like, this was already something that was going to happen, I do kind of get that Anissa was like, you know,
Let's do it.
Yeah, we don't know if we have tomorrow. You might slip into it. And also as far as like from a medical standpoint, as far as like who can make decisions, Anissa can't make a decision for her if something were to happen if she was just her fiance.
True.
But she could if they were married.
And she doesn't have any family.
Yeah, they were already married though in the marriage license. All they needed was the ceremony. And remember, they were supposed to have the ceremony that night before the big war happened. And so that's why when she brought it to her and was like, you know, we already got our marriage license, is still valid. All we need is homeboy to, you know, do what he got to do, seal the deal, and we here. I believe she is not wrong. She is not wrong. If I had a man, I ain't even gonna hold y'all up. If I had a man and we had a wedding day and our marriage license was signed and we were on our way to the altar and he just so happened to pass out and go into a coma, I'm gonna wait for him. And when he wake up, it's still gonna be our wedding day. Like, I'm not backing up on that. You
with the flowers,
right?
She just gonna sit there.
Okay, I'm gonna be at the hotel with my bouquet and my veil, talking about what's up. Like you gonna marry me because it's still our wedding day. I don't care. It's been a year. I don't care. You like if you out, if you sleep, if you passed out, then all that time it don't even count. It's still our wedding day.
Listen, dating's hard enough. Like
okay, let me secure my man. He woke up.
We don't do what we need to do, okay?
This is gonna happen, okay? So I'm with Anissa. I understand. They already had the marriage license. They already some law saying they ain't need no witnesses. She like, my family got too much going on. We about to do this here and secure that marriage because that's what she wants. She wants to be tied to her forever. So here we are.
Yeah, I support it. We've been waiting long enough. So
okay.
Thunder Grace forever, even though in the comic books they don't stay together. But hopefully in this alternate reality they do. Would love that.
I was so shocked to see her wake up. I'm like, okay. It's crazy because I knew she was gonna wake up eventually, and then I knew Anissa was gonna still proceed with the marriage whenever she woke up. Like that's just a given. And I would want somebody to be like that for me. Like if I just so happened to pass out and it was our wedding day, I would want that when I wake up, you still want to marry me. Like a whole year. Coming up in there, wiping her legs down, putting lotion on her, making sure she all right. All this caring and stuff that I done did while you were asleep. At this point, we married. Okay.
True, that's true. Okay. Let's talk about Miss Lynn. Cause you know
Zuri. Zuri, you always got an issue with Lynn. I understand. She be tripping me out. I understand. Lynn, what can we say? I just want the correlation between her being in the tub with Jen's powers, relaxing in them, till back I think 2 seasons ago where Jen had to go hide in the tub because that was the only place she can contain her powers. Unacceptable. I think that whole little dynamic was not okay. And then she said electricity, sitting in the water. I mean, I get it. She a geneticist, whatever kind of doctor she is, but it ain't adding up. This decision she making, it ain't adding up.
I do think though that like, because you know she talks to her therapist about feeling like she's not one of them because Jefferson Storm's in there and is like, you're not one of us, like you're not like us, and I feel like. I don't know. I like as someone who has a bunch of white family and being the only black one, if one of my family members walked in and if I was okay, well, you're not gonna see me in white face or anything, but like if they kept pointing out how I'm not like them, that would feel really isolating. You know?
And everybody is pointing it out. Her daughter's saying you not like us, her husband saying you not like us, and even Tobias is saying you ain't like them. So, I mean, it's everywhere. And she already told her therapist she feel like the outcast. She feel like she don't belong. So
her whole life.
Whole life.
And it would be one thing if Anissa and Jen and Jefferson all were like very ethical with their powers and they always were doing the right thing and they were never messing up and I mean they were perfect. But y'all, all of y'all are some hot ass messes all of the time. But Jen, who is using these, or not Jen, I'm sorry, Lynn, who's, you know, using these powers for research and stuff, like so far really hasn't done anything. She's actually come through and saved some asses a couple times. So maybe stop being so snobbish about like you all were born into these powers, whereas Lynn is, you know, injecting herself with them. And maybe instead see how like you could like include her in here, because she's actually she's clearly very strong. She's fought.
Yeah.
She's been able to tolerate Jefferson's shit for, you know, decades. And she's raising these two hard-headed babies. So I would say Lynn might be the toughest one of all of them, and maybe we should give her her flowers.
Okay. While Jefferson throwing shade, calling her weekend warrior.
Yeah.
I would be warrior. Okay. She out here holding the family down.
I mean, like, first of all,
put on a suit and she out here trying on all 10 of them. Okay.
I feel like I was warming up to Lynn until like that scene in the bathtub when he called her the weekend warrior, and she was just like, "Oh, Jeff, don't act like you're this." And I just feel like sometimes Lynn, I've never really seen Lynn take any accountability. Like, okay, Jefferson can treat you better, but you also, I feel like she just is quick to like highlight other people's shortcomings without, I've never seen her really say like, you know what, this is me. Like I had something to play with this. Like I had an issue.
Dang, Zuri, that's a good point.
I think that's where I'm like, Lynn, girl, just.
But I feel like she does own up to stuff though. Like I feel like I do. I feel like when she's wrong, she tries to make it right with people. Even like when Jefferson was, I think it was episode 1 of this season, when he's grieving and stuff, she didn't speak his love language for the first beginning of the episode. When he's sitting outside and he's crying and stuff, she comes to him and she's like, I didn't handle this and I didn't handle this right and I'm sorry. And, you know, she tried to like fix it and make it right and he shut her down. I think that Lynn's a great example of someone who knows that they deserve a lot more and she won't tolerate certain stuff from anyone, especially Jefferson. And I think that she is an example that all women could take, that, you know, you don't have to like tolerate certain behaviors just because like you love somebody.
Yeah.
I think we need to learn how to sometimes stop loving people. They don't teach that to young girls. I think Lynn could teach us a lesson in that. Not that she doesn't love Jefferson, but I think she knows when something, she's like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this. I'm good. So that's how I feel about Lynn. I feel like Lynn goes where she knows she's appreciated.
What's Tobias?
Zuri.
One day I would love for us to, if somehow Lynn and Gamby were real, I would love to have
with Tobias. What you got wrong, friend?
I would love to have a red table talk with Porchia and Gamby and Zoe and Lynn, and I'll be Gammy, and I'll be like, so what? How are we come to the red table talk? Let's talk. Why y'all all got beef with each other? What's wrong?
You ain't have to do her like that, dang. But I mean, he threw himself at her.
And
he threw himself and he made her an offer she could basically not deny. You know what I'm saying?
Those are her children's grandfather's murderer.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
No amount of money is gonna make me work with my husband's father's murderer. Sorry.
Hey, what about forgiveness?
What about for the greater good?
Is there any good in Tobias?
No, but I think
he want to cure ALS, don't he?
I was gonna say Tobias to me isn't. He's a villain, obviously, but he's not. And I think I talked about this way back in season 1. Tobias is the type of villain who has a reason for everything he does. He goes where the money is. He's a money motivated villain, and he's a power.
That's how Mary had a little lamb.
That's how Mary had a little.
But like he's not a villain like say Joker. The Joker is evil and a villain just for the sake of being. He's just chaotic. There's no structure to the Joker. Yeah. He's just like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, gonna start a riot because it's a Tuesday. Tobias is only, I feel like, a villain when it pushes his agenda. If he can do it the clean way, I don't think that's his first choice, because I do think he enjoys being, you know, a bad guy. I think he enjoys being the outsider, but I don't think he necessarily always has this like evil intent. I think sometimes his intent just happens to be evil.
I wasn't hiding my kids from the world. I was hiding the world from my kids.
Exactly.
That's a better way to explain that, okay? Because you know you have people there.
He's great, and the coin is Adonis, and that's just what it is. But I mean, like I wouldn't trust him. Like Lynn, I hope Lynn is like, you know,
has a plan.
Yeah, which I think she does.
I will give you that. Lynn is good at being deceptive and can work her way around. Like she dealt with Odell, which I'm interested to see when he's going to pop back up or if he is going to pop back up. But yeah, I think Lynn can finagle it to work in her favor, but I don't think that aligns with my ethics.
So it's like, that's not what I would do. But that's cute that that's what you would do. I'm going to pray for you.
Yeah,
that's
exactly. That is that.
But so at the end of the episode, Jefferson walks into the restaurant and sees Tobias and Lynn, which is, of course, Tobias's plan, which is where, obviously, that's where Tobias's evil-ish comes into play. But you know what would make this so simple? You know how we could avoid this blow-up we're about to have? Communication.
Communication.
Healthy communication in a relationship. Because I can already guarantee next week we're going to see this conversation. And you know who's not going to let who speak? Jefferson. He's not going to let Lynn speak.
Or Tobias.
He
ain't got 2 words to hear from dude.
But just like Tobias said in Jeff's little dream about your anger is going to kill your family, I feel like, you know, real Tobias is going to prove that point. Or at least push it to as close as it can.
I don't want to see it, honestly, truly. I don't want to see what is going to happen next because it's just a lot. I feel like you're right on communication. Lynn should have been honest when she was working with him at the box.
But what can you really say? Like, even if she does
Odell got me working on the food that killed your daddy. It's plain and simple.
Oh, yeah, and that, but I'm saying, like, okay, Lynn was sitting with Tobias. Jefferson saw the cheers. So say Jefferson does give Lynn the floor. What does Lynn have to say? Like, what does Lynn say?
See, what had happened was
that was very little justification for what he was choosing Tobias. He comes up with, but I'm not sure. Like, if Jefferson does give her room to talk, I'm not sure what argument she's going to have.
Yeah.
I'm taking off my Lynn hater hat now, but.
It's okay. It don't even gotta be a hat. You be right. You be making some good points about her character, okay? But yeah, I'm not excited to see that go down. Actually, I would rather Gamby be there in the midst to kind of diffuse the situation. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like what I said last week is starting to come into fruition, where I foresee Jefferson making himself the odd man out and slowly isolating himself from everyone that he loves, and we're going to kind of see like this broken man trope and then like this redemption arc, which is like nerve-wracking because I hate how redemption arcs typically play out.
I agree. There's absolutely, especially because it's the last season.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm so uneasy on it. I'm like, please, Lord, for the love of all things that are good.
Portia, what's your
if he don't do anything in this moment, whoever he fight in that cage later on that night, about to get it. Out of there. KO. Oh, he about to take them out one by one, bowling pins. What you was asking me, Zuri? I'm sorry. What you saying?
What's your Gamdar saying? How are you feeling about Gamby?
I love Gamby. You know, he ain't always been my favorite person, but I love him. I told y'all last week that he was up to something because he knew that whatever little detective lady was doing with the little stuff that was supposed to kill the Metas, that it was going to be at this site with the girl who hired him. And look, he got it. And you know what he found out? That it's enough to take him out for real. That is enough to take him out, okay? So I feel like he's about to I don't know. He either gonna find some kind of way to sneak in and diffuse whatever thing that they're creating that is creating these meta weapons, or he just gonna cancel them all out. Period. Like wipe the whole system. Him and TC, they gonna work together on that, obviously, because this is some stuff, man. It blew a hole through the soup. This is some stuff. I don't. It's like, what can we create to combat that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel for him because now it's placed on his responsibilities, you know, to be a part of the family and protect them in this way with this thing that people are creating to kill them. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think the detective lady know what it is that she's doing. I don't think she think they're gonna kill him. I think she think like it might tranquilize them a little bit. They might be okay. But no, that thing gonna blow holes through them.
Yeah, burn through the suit. Like, that's death.
That's automatic.
Yeah, on site, dead at the scene.
Yeah, so I feel bad for Gambi because that's a lot of responsibility to be able to combat something like this, you know. And then he's slicking and sliding with a girl that he, you know, low key like for real, and playing her two sides like a fairy. And it's just out here.
Will Gambi ever know peace?
Will Gambi ever know?
He deserves it.
And then they were like, Gambi, where were you? We were calling you. It just now dawned on me, like, Gambi really is there waiting for them hand and foot. Like, we haven't seen eating. We haven't even seen a shot of Gambi eating. Like, goodness gracious.
Yeah. Gambi can't even have 5 minutes to potentially get some punani before y'all have something to say. And that's so disrespectful because my man's really works hard. And he's old. He's older. He's tired. He should get to retire. Okay. Yeah. But no, he's
in and out. Trying to blow this man up and some more stuff. Okay.
Listen, I know that's right. And they just won't let him live. And I hope Gambi gets a happy ending.
Will we ever find out who tried to kill Gambi?
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
It was Lady Eve.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bop, bop, bop. Lady Eve.
She tried to take him clean out, okay? She was hiding in the dark.
Oh, yeah, we did see that. It's coming back to me, sorry.
Oh, good.
Where's she at?
We saw a glimpse of her, right? Oh, the girl is working for her. Remember when Anissa brought Lala on that girl? Mm-hmm.
She working for her. We don't know where she at.
Mm-mm.
I hope she makes a pop-up.
Yeah.
Would love that.
That would be nice. Because I really love seeing her. Like, she evil and I don't fool with her character, but I just like seeing her on screen.
Okay. Just that's the one. So
she plays the role so well.
When we saw her on the set visit, we weren't supposed to see her last year. And it was a moment because I was like, not me being 5 feet within Jill Scott right now.
Right. And you thought she was dead.
Right. She was so cute. She had a little cast on her foot because she had like broken her foot or something. So she was just like sitting there. It was like during lunchtime. She was getting food. She looked so cute. I was like, oh my God, that's Jill Scott. I was like, don't start singing one of her songs. Don't be embarrassing. It's fine. Right.
I'd be sitting there talking about let's take a long walk.
Right. No, but I really was like, don't start singing. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't quote writing up married to her. Well, since we've talked about the episode, I want to get into a little bit of news. China, as we all know, is not going to be on the entire season. And she finally has kind of talked about what was the reason for her departure. And it's completely understandable. As she sat down with Teen Vogue and basically said that she's been so tied up with being on screen since she was really young. You know, it's from one project to another. And when Cameron Boyce, who was a dear friend of hers, who also was one of the co-stars for The Descendants, when he passed away, it was just a moment where she had a wake-up call and realized there's a lot of other passions I haven't even explored yet because I've been so busy just kind of going in autopilot, just filming. And so it makes a lot of sense. And I don't know if anyone follows her on TikTok, but I do. And she's always posting. And she does seem to be mentally, I mean, obviously you can only tell so much about people, but I think you can tell people's auras, and her aura seems to be a lot brighter these days. So I'm happy for her. gonna miss her when she comes off the show. But
yeah, I'm gonna miss her too. But she want to go do the Lord's work.
listen, she's anointed. Love it. Live for it.
She out here being evangelist China, okay?
But I'm glad that not that she had this aha moment, because obviously the way that she had it's really painful, and I never wish that on anyone. But I think she's only 22, and I think anyone who can figure out that early on in their 20s that like there's more to life than getting a check every day, I think that's like a huge breakthrough on your mental health. And so I applaud anyone, because Lord knows it took me way longer than 22 to figure that out. So good for her. Good for her.
I just hate that she's my favorite character. I really hate that. Like, I wish I loved somebody else on the show as much as I loved her. And it's just like this season, I'm kind of have to like draw back and pull back and not get too invested in her character and the things that she got going on. Trying to, pay more attention to Gamby. Trying to pay more attention to Nessa. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to find my way into liking other people, because I know hindsight, she about to dip. And it's hard. It's hard. She has been my favorite character since this started. And so this is really hard. And I'm probably going to cry if they kill her off. So just fair warning about that. Okay.
I'm still standing firmly on the theory that because they're doing this whole she's not interested in college thing, she's going to do some sort of missions work or something.
Your theory.
Yes. I feel very strongly about it. It is a theory.
Missions work in another country, girl. You had a whole elaboration for that.
I did. I feel like it's going to be something along those lines. Well, I feel like she's going to go somewhere else and help people somewhere else, and that's where her character is going to go. Because I would love to think that they'll leave a door open for Jennifer Pierce to come back. And we have the Painkiller spinoff, and who's to say, if all goes well with the Painkiller spinoff, that she doesn't pop up in a season 3 or a season 4.
That's Boo Daddy, okay?
Yeah, because who knows? Like, take some time off, and maybe she realizes she wants to come back to acting for a while. And that's what happened with Keaton Lonsdale on The Flash. He wanted to go on more ventures with his music, so he left The Flash. And then a couple seasons went by, and he popped up in some episodes. So I have a dream, and it's that Jennifer Pierce will be seen again once she departs Black Lightning. And that's just how I feel. But what do you guys... what are you guys hoping for next week's episode before we get out of here?
I definitely want the family to find out Anissa is married to Grace and that Grace is alive, because I don't even think they know. But I definitely need them to, I want to see their reactions to see what's going on here, because we are like, what everybody gonna say? You know what I'm saying? I wonder if Grace is even coming home. But that's all I got. Everything else, I don't think I want to see what's gonna happen next.
Right. I'm so what could happen? Like, so many things can happen here, but I low-key see Tobias and Lala coming into contact again with this fighting thing. Just because, like I said, Tobias is motivated by money, and he is very possessive over Freeland, though it's clearly a whole city. Like, this is going on in my town kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I also see Tobias killing the mayor next episode.
No, that's facts. He definitely gonna take the mayor out, because the mayor said no. Okay, and shout out to William
with his whole chest.
Right. Oh no, and then also shout out to Leanne watching Living Single.
Right.
Yeah. She said, turn my show back on. Jen said, boop. I said, oh, that's my show. Okay. When I laugh, I just watch Living Single. Okay, I just be sitting there laughing all day.
Same. Which I love because
of Chris.
Yes.
Yeah, he was on there. Sorry.
But so and so was what was her name on Black Lightning? Maxine was on.
Oh yeah. Maxine. She was the Pega girl. Or what was her name?
Perdita?
Piranha.
Piranha. Was it Piranha?
Piranha. There we go.
Where's
Piranha?
Now that's being old Black.
Piranha, Anissa was telling her she need to train more. She need to go back to the little safe place.
Yeah. Now that's being old Black aunties and trying to remember how to say the name. Piranha, Perdita, Piranha.
I'm talking about Piranha. That's unacceptable.
You said it with confidence too. You said Piranha. Like you just knew that was right. I'm dead. Well, ladies, I've had so much fun with you guys. I'm glad we're getting the band back together slowly but surely.
Yeah.
But until next time, Portia, where can they find you?
You can find me on all things at Porchia Carter.
Come on, all the things.
And I just brought Portia's book. It's at home. Portia wrote a book.
She
And
sure
you can post it on my Insta story. Yes, post
You are loved. Oh my gosh, Drew, y'all are loved. This is a lot of love right now. I receive all of that.
it.
It's a good book, y'all. Y'all should read it.
Real friends.
Y'all should read it. She gave me a little personalized. She gave me a little personalized note and everything.
Oh,
So, you know.
yes. Mine came last week, so
So check out her book,
on my list.
Zuri. Where can they find you?
You guys can find me at Zuri Chellece. ZuriChellece.
I know that's right. And I'm Drew. You guys can find me on all the things at OKDrewJ.
Bye, fandom D Saint. Thank
I
you
love y'all.
Yeah, love y'all. We'll see you guys next week, same time, same place. And yeah, keep it Gucci.